Right, so just a Bitcoin update I promised for YouTube. So, what's going on? So, initially I took the short, okay, which was I took it at 77.50, okay, and I posted this before where when it was down here, I said for me to re-enter my swing shorts again. I had this level marked out, so go back on my Twitter feed, you'll see it, okay, and I'm expecting this to hold as resistance and then the next downside. So I don't believe the short idea is done. Yes, we got a spike today, but it doesn't mean the shorts are invalidated yet. Okay, long way to go for that. May have been probably too aggressive in my stop loss trailing, but regardless, why did I short? Why did I trail my stops? Let's go over that. So initially, I shorted with 77.50 uh, entry, stop loss above here. A reason why is because if we look back, so I know it's a messy this chart, but just go along with it anyway. When this big pump happened, so I think I exited just before the pump. Oh, thank God. But if it was a normal price action, imagine this isn't there. Okay, imagine this isn't here. Okay, a normal price I'm expecting support to become resistance and continuation. In this case, it rallied back up. Now that that is over with, I treat this as like an anomaly. Okay, just go along with it. So I'm expecting resumption of that now here. Okay, once that's done, so I look at deviation. Once it gets back within the range, continues normal price action, and hence why I'm shorting it. Okay, and that's why I put my stop loss there. Now, where would I switch my bias completely? Okay, I'd probably switch my bias completely here. If you if it was above, if it was below here, I wouldn't really have confidence on swing plays. Okay, so if it was to completely break above here, that would still be valid short technically, unless it smashed above here. So within here, it would have to be day trades. Okay, within this region here. So above here, I'll treat it swing longs. Below here is still swing shorts. Within this region, okay, I wouldn't feel, me personally, the way I trade, it wouldn't, you know, just because I get stopped at does not mean, oh, I'm completely wrong on the idea. It just means, okay, maybe my timing's wrong, or maybe my trade management was wrong. In this case, I believe it's my trade management that was wrong. Okay, but even then, I did take a full 1 hour loss. So if you go back on my Twitter, 77.50 initial short, and then once it dropped, 72.11 was my next entry. And this wasn't based on getting persistent entries. When I'm swing trading, it's just averaging in. While as soon as I get a new violation level, so if my violation level to start off was about 83.60, if I'm correct, if I remember right, and then as soon as this broke down, my validation level became 78.50. Okay, so whatever I've reduced the trade by, I add that back in. Don't need a precision entry. It's just keeping that fixed risk. Okay, while adding on. Okay, and that's just my personal way of swing trading. Obviously, there's many other ways of doing it. Whichever suits best. For me, this was enough. Okay, but getting back to the point. Okay, um, we had 3 days. Okay, of consolidation. Okay, I'm going. Computer's going wild. 3 days of consolidation. So I thought when it breaks down, then we should continue. The only issue is it hit the mid range and held. Okay, maybe I could have been cautious, but regardless, you know, it is what it is. It's from 78.50, I traded my stop to 76.50. Okay, I thought maybe tap the monthly up. In this case, just went all the way up, but that's fine. What do I do now? Okay, if you look, okay, it's got similar characteristics of what happened here. Okay, now I don't trade fractals on its own. Okay, it has to have context behind it. Okay, for example, you know, in this case, key levels. Okay, this was my key level there. In this case, short term here is the key level there. So if you imagine consolidation, deviation, and then the big pump, exactly the same thing's happening. That was a key level on a monthly basis, on a weekly basis. Go down to the lower time frame now. Isn't a similar thing happening now? Okay, which is consolidation, deviation, and then the big pump. Okay, so if you look back, when did did this show happen? It happened when you got back below here. In this case, what will I be doing? So to confirm that this is a pump, because for all I know this could be a low, I could be completely wrong on the idea. So I need to think of, okay, what would increase the probability of this going lower? Okay, so for me personally, if it was to get back below here, then the probability for me would be increased. So if that's the case, then exactly the same trade idea before the Z pump. Okay, it's nearly same behavior, just on a lower time frame. And the reason why I'm showing it as a fractal is just to illustrate it easier. I wouldn't trade fractals on its own in the middle of nowhere. No, it has to have a context. In this case, it just because it's a similar pattern, looking for that as an entry. So if that was to happen, breakdown from there, then I look for a short second. At that point, I believe we drop. Okay, so I believe we test the range lows. If that cleanly breaks, gives me a breakdown, I look for another entry there if it gives me it, and then continuation down. I still believe we hit the 6k. Now a lot of people asking, is this going to be? I don't know if it's going to be the bottom. Nobody knows. Okay, I know it's a key level. If it gives me, if it gives me a reaction, whatever, or the setup I want, then I'll treat as important afterwards once it confirms. But if this breaks, then I believe we'll probably come into this level here. We could even push into here. Okay, so we'll see what happens with that. So yeah, so going forward, my plan is if it was to get back below here, I'll look for a short again into there short term, and then break back below here. I think we go much lower. Above here, then I'm probably gonna hold back. Okay, so I mentioned 79.60. That's a key level for me. So say if it was to get back above here, I wouldn't short it there. I'd wait for it to say, okay, maybe it's a run of last week's highs into my key resistance. But if it breaks down, then I could start shorting again. But it has to confirm the plan first. And if I didn't have the balls to short it here, and if I still thought, I don't know, maybe not, then I look for it below here then. Okay, so in this case, if it's still valid and I don't have high conviction behind it, I'll probably enter like a third size. Okay, and if it goes wrong and it gets back above here, then I'll cut it, and then as it drops and further breaks down, and each time it breaks down, the probability increases. So say that I'm looking at a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being the highest, 1 being the lowest. Say the probability of the trade is 2 here, probably going about third size. But when it gets back below here, for me personally, it goes to about 3 to 4, even 3 to 4 region. Then I can add the size here. Now I don't care if I catch the high or not. It's about where the probability is high. Once the probability is high, that means I've got conviction behind it. Once I got conviction behind it, then I can put some size behind it. Okay, so not every trade has the same amount of risk. Even here, I didn't have full conviction because it didn't break down. But the conviction was added later. So in this case, maybe I've been too aggressive in my stop management, but that's fine. With Bitcoin, I mean, it doesn't surprise me having massive scam pumps, so I'll get out. I didn't even take a full 1 hour loss, so it's all good. So if it gets back below, downtrend resumes and plan carries on. So this would then be treated as like an anomaly, okay? And get back below it, short, look for the short there, and then further downside. Okay, so I hope that clears up. Hope that makes sense. I know my chart's a bit messy, but it is what it is. Deal with it. Okay, but yeah, we'll see. So hope you found that helpful. Let's go.